Hello, guys. Welcome once again. So we're gonna be talking about. Sorry, we're a little bit late. We're just gonna dive into the episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville and also Love and Marriage Detroit.
Oh,
So, firstly, let's talk about the scene of Kimmi and Taiwa. I just thought that it was unnecessary for her to have this discussion with Taiwa, but I felt for her herself, Kimmi, she just wanted to justify for her own good that um she was not a side chick. But there was one part that I saw reasoning with her was when she said, I was trying to protect Monster. I was trying because he's gonna grow up and watch this show. And I didn't want people to start. She put every other person first before herself. I understood that part because that was bad for her to stay and put every other person before her, even her own kid, before you know. It didn't make sense for her to do that, and I felt like she shouldn't have. But there's one thing about something: if you know you don't want to start up something, if you know you are not able to finish up something, don't start it. And I felt like she was the one that gave that leeway. If she was not saying yes to everything Maurice said, she wouldn't have gotten herself to that position where she had to care about every other person or place every other people's feelings above her. I don't know whether that's how you felt because that's the only part that I felt bad for her.
well, uh, me personally, I didn't really feel all that bad for her simply because, look, when you get involved with a dude, you got to know all aspects. That even means reaching out to the other person, saying, "Hey, are you guys done with your marriage? You know, uh, what's the reason? If you don't mind telling me, because I'm gonna find out everything I need to know before I deal with you. You know." I'm gonna ask your brothers, your sisters, your mama, your cousins. I'm asking everybody because I feel like it's my business because I'm coming into your life and I'm also allowing you to come into mine. So I didn't really feel that bad for her. I just felt it was
Yeah,
unnecessary. I felt like it was an unnecessary conversation that she had with Kiowa. You know, I mean, call it what you may. If you was a side chick, you was a side chick. That's my view.
exactly. Oh,
What about you, reality TV?
oh, I don't know. It seems like I audio
Pardon me?
reality. We can't hear you.
Maybe she's not at her phone.
Yeah, it seems like her audio is giving issues. Okay, let's move forward.
Mhm.
Now to this discussion between Melody and Stormy. I didn't like the fact that Stormy was trying to insinuate that she was scared. She's always scared when things become tough and run away. And because of the situation you are in. And I love the fact that Melody came for her and said, did you know about your mother disliking you when we were trying to build up a friendship? Because if I was trying to build up a friendship with somebody and I noticed my mom doesn't like you, the first thing I will let you know is my mom doesn't like you so that it will not come as a surprise to you. Because it's not everybody that likes to be in relationship with people, whether it's friendship or any more or any other thing, that would love to be in relationship with people that you know that you and their family members, any of the family members are not cool. Because I might want to go to your house and I would be like scared, like, oh, I had a friend like that, that her family didn't like me because they felt like there was a certain way I was, giving her advice and they didn't like the way I was pushing her. It made the relationship a little bit like stagnant because if I want to see my friend, I'll be like, oh, going to her house was tiresome because the looks, the eyes, and she would tell me don't care about them. Is there's no way I won't care. I would care. I'm a human being. I would care about the looks I'm getting, the side talks about me, you know, and only her always coming to visit me didn't feel right. So the way she was trying to insinuate things about Melody and not trying to talk about the fact that you know your mom does not like me and you were trying to build a relationship with me without considering the fact that your mom doesn't like me or trying to explain to your mom, okay, fine. I have known this girl. I have tried to know her. And I realized that most of the things we know, most of the things we saw on TV were not true. She's nice, she's calm. There's a way you can put your mom in check. And the way she was not like, I don't know how to talk to my mom. I can't tell my mom what. You can't tell your mom what to do, but you expect Melody to be a certain way. I hate it when people try to change you for who you are, but they are not trying to change themselves. You are not trying to check your own mother, but you're trying to check Melody to change a certain way, but you are saying that your mother cannot change. You can't change your mom. You can't talk to your mom. That's not fair.
Right. Me, my take on it was, Stormy is like pulling at straws. You know what I'm saying? Her and
Mm-hmm.
Melody, their relationship, has had its season. Some people are in your life for a season, you know, and some are there for a reason. She's a season, it's done. Leave it alone, you know. And as far as Stormy's mom, like, lady, you close to my age. You know what I'm saying? And why are
Mm-hmm.
you? I got daughters that are probably Stormy's age. You know, and I, me personally, yeah, I'm gonna let my kid know who I don't like, but I'm not gonna get belligerent with that person unless I see that they're doing some shady stuff when my kid isn't paying attention. Then yeah, I'm gonna check you. You know what I'm saying? But as far
Mm-hmm.
as what she did, uh, at the little tea they had and stuff, that was just like way overboard. It's like, know your place, sit down, drink your tea, and be quiet. If you didn't like me, why are you here? Your name wasn't on the invite,
Yeah,
so I would have told my mom, hey, you gonna have to take a chill pill and you can't go to this event, because I don't need all this drama. I'm not the one to create drama, but I sure will end it.
exactly. Especially for the fact that you were invited somebody, I feel like she should have just like, you know what, I'm invited somewhere. You should just take a chill pill, calm down, and you're still trying to make excuses for your mom. I didn't understand what was going on. You're trying to make excuses for your mom, and you're trying to make the other person feel bad for being a certain way. And I love the way Melody told her, you know what, I have been in this situation. I've been in this situation before, and I just got out of it, and I'm not wanting to be in that situation again, which is fair. We know what she went
Yeah,
through in the hands of Wanda, and she's still going through it.
yeah,
Wanda is still on
exactly.
the street, cursing and mocking at her. Anything that comes up, any gossip that comes up, any rumors that comes up, Wanda is still on the streets, laughing and giggling on Melody. So I me too, if I'm in that situation, I too would do the same thing Melody did. Because I would not be getting, who wants to get out from an abusive relationship then enter into another one. You're just a fool to leave an abusive relationship then get into another one. You're just from a relationship that was toxic for you because of the mom. Now you want me to enter into another one. Oh no. Dead me with that. Let me be far from it.
Yeah, that really was.
Can you guys
Oh,
hear me?
yeah, we can hear
Okay, I'm
you.
sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
okay.
Go ahead. I'm back. I'm sorry. My
No,
mic
no, no,
wasn't working.
no. Go ahead. Go
Oh no,
ahead,
I
Viola.
just was. Oh, I to be honest, I didn't see the last two episodes because I could just kind of stop watching the show altogether. But I did watch last night because I knew the expo was coming up, and what I didn't understand was the comments that Stormy was making in her confessional, saying that Mel is passive aggressive, and I'm just like, didn't she tell us when she was interviewed by Carlos King that she and Mel weren't really friends? That the show was just set up to say that they were friends as a reason for her to get on the show, right?
Right.
So I'm
True.
not understanding why she is placing this burden on Mel, to not be so busy, to have time for her and her friends, and to kind of reconcile. I just don't understand. I think Stormy is a bit of an actress. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw her getting some acting gigs because I think she's an actress. And I think that she's really trying to play things up for this show because she really wants to be on this show like as a regular. I know she's a cast member now, but I think she wants to be on this show for seasons to come. I think she enjoys the whole thing.
Mm. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. That she shouldn't have came from Mel like that because no, they really aren't like friends. You know, like your friend, you gonna have their next number. They gonna make sure you have it. They're gonna text it to you. Hey girl, this is my new number. None of that happened. So that meant that you guys really weren't friends. And if she's trying to watch her mental health, respect that. Don't push your so-called fake friendship on her, you know?
Right,
So
fake friendship.
yeah, nobody
Yeah.
needs that, you
Someone
know.
said in the comment section, this show is fake as hell. Oh my god. It's beginning to get tiresome. That's the thing.
It's
It's
very
beginning to get
tiresome. Very. That's why I didn't watch the past two episodes. It was like I said, the only reason why I watched is because I saw a preview of the expo and I did want to see how that turns out. But otherwise, 60 minutes is just too long. There's nothing going on in this show. It's a lot of just dead silence, just people sitting around looking at each other like, okay, who's going to say something first? Just trying to drag things along.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is no, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I agree. It's almost like they have a transcript that they're reading off of, and they're looking at each other like, "Hey, you're supposed to say your part.
Right.
What are you doing? The cue is on you." you know, it's ridiculous. You know, I mean, because you these are conversations that people really don't have, especially when there's no substance to it. That's just like me with a acquaintance, and they're like, "Well, you didn't give me your new number. I haven't seen you in a while. What have you been doing?" Like, none of your damn business what I've been doing. I ain't been contacting you because we really ain't like that.
Right. And you already revealed to Carlos King that that was I was introduced as your friend for a reason for you being on the show. So now why are you acting as though you don't understand why I haven't been in contact with you? We're
Yeah,
not even really close. But you're right. Living for my girls, it's like, okay, they're looking at each other, okay, moving their eyes around. Okay, it's time for you to say this, so then I can say that. I'm waiting for you to bring up the phone number so that I can say this. It just does seem really, really staged at this point.
yeah, it did. It did. Like I said, I just didn't understand what the motive was for her to even sit back and try to uh, milk this so-called friendship into another scene. It just to me, it just seems like Stormy is just so freaking fake.
Yeah,
You
I think
know?
she's an actress.
Yeah, it just seems like she's just so fake. She don't care about her and Mel having a relationship. She. Hey, I think the longer you're on television, the bigger your check.
The bigger you
Yeah.
what?
The bigger your check is.
Your check is. I would not be surprised if we find out that she has taken some acting classes. She just
Oh,
seems like an actress to me. Yeah, the way her facial expressions, the way she changes her voice from time to time. She'll go
yeah.
from this street thug to this super professional to this
Yeah.
little girl. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she's taken acting classes and she's just acting on this show.
Well, I know her voice is irritating as hell. Every time
Oh,
I hear her, it's like a chalkboard. It just kind of
oh my
gives
god.
me the chills. Like, why are you talking out of your nose? Is it your
Mm,
adenoids? Is your sinus? Like, get it checked. You got all this money, go to the doctor. But why do you talk like that? You whine like a little baby, and you a grown woman. I can't
mm.
help my mom and her sister and wah wah wah. Like, girl, get over it.
Hmm. And now let's come to this scene now. This whole expo, getting to see the hall. I'm gonna comment firstly before I talk about it, I'm gonna comment Latisha because she looked cute today. I did love her acting. Like I never knew she had all these in her body. Like she's been hiding it. But she looks very cute. And I love the dress sense. But this whole thing, I felt like there were some people that was misplaced. First person I'm gonna talk about is Maurice. Why was Maurice saying that he's offended that Melody was not going to be there? What business of his is if Melody is not going to be there or not? The way he kept on was like, "Oh, I'm offended Melody was not going to be here." Like we got to hear Latisha was like 2 months ago before the shooting, they were not talking to each other. So why
You're
would I
right.
come here and be faking it?
Right.
That
Because they
oh
always have to bring her up in these scenes. You notice they always have to bring her up. If it's usually Kimmi who brings her up, but I guess he decided he was gonna bring her up.
Yeah,
I
I,
I move on.
well, I was just gonna say, I thought it was kind of strange and weird. You guys just went to court. You got uh this revenge P going on with her and your little girlfriend. And you got the audacity to look like you got an attitude because she don't want to be in the club. Like, Negro, please. You know what I'm saying? And what was going on with his face? Did y'all notice his eyes
But
look kind of
exactly. I
puffy?
think I have a slide about it. His
Yeah,
face, like he looked as if he was punched.
yeah, but I'm just saying, did you guys notice how swollen his eyes look like? Maybe he been crying
Yeah.
or he
I
got
thought I was the only
lipo.
one that noticed this in the episode.
Yeah, I kept
I
saying,
had
hey,
to,
why
I
does
had
he
to
look so
go
different?
back.
Yeah, I was like, why he look so different? Why his eyes look different? Is he a clone? Is he a real person? Like, what's going on? You
I'm
know?
telling you, I had to go back. I'm like, is this Martell? His face looked so different.
Yeah, it was like weird, and I peeked it and I was like, okay, what's going on with him? Like, did he go get what did those girls get? Fillers? you
I
know,
said,
or or has he been crying about Mel? Or has he been crying
uh,
because he knew he about to go to jail for his little stunt? I mean, like he just looked weird. It was a weird scene with him. And then, like I said, for him to even act like he was upset, like, Negro, please, you know what you've done. I wouldn't want to be around you either.
and the way
So
that he had and the way he had to come up and say, "Oh, Melody is not gonna be here. Why is she mixing personal with business that we could separate the the business part with our personal issues?" And I'm like, simple and short, she doesn't want to be around you,
yeah,
irrespective of business or anything. I don't want to be around you. And she must have known. Probably, some people are like that. When you're around this person, you have this certain attitude. The way you act is not the way you would want to act. Your emotions are on the high. The best thing is to stay away from that person. So she doesn't want to be around. It's a legit reason. She doesn't want to be around you. And you're like, oh, separate the person now. Or you want to see her so that you taunt her, right? Or you have things to say about her. or some things to go report to your baby mama.
Yeah, and then plus it's a personal thing. You trying to take her babies. A baby to a woman is her most precious jewel. You're trying to take it for what? Dude, you're not mentally stable. You're not financially stable. Uh, you don't really have your own crib. You know what I'm saying? And you want to milk the
Yeah.
kids because you're trying to milk her. I don't get it. I don't get it. That's not what a father's all about. A father isn't supposed to break their mama down. You know what I'm saying? If we don't
Mhm.
get along, we don't get along. If the marriage is over, the marriage is over. What can I do to assist you and help you with these kids? Because we're still trying to raise wholesome, whole kids. But no, 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 not Martell. He wants to do stupid stuff, like he's in elementary or something. So I just didn't get it. Melody needs some brothers. Oh, she do got a brother. Oh yeah, she do got a brother. She should have had like
Yeah.
five. She should have had five of them like me.
What did you feel about the poster for the Black Expo? About this poster?
Well, they had like a couple different versions of it. They misspelled it. They had it spelled with two words. They had it spelled with no E. They had it spelled, I think, with no C. And then I just laughed when they posted it and they said, "Oh, here's the flyer." And I was remembering that on Instagram, they had like three or four different versions of it, misspelled until they
Mm,
finally got it right. I was like, this is so weird. Like, how do you have this event? You're supposed to be this big business in a Huntsville. Everybody's supposed to be looking towards the Scotts because you guys are so successful, and then you misspell this flyer more than once and post it on Instagram with all these errors. And how come you didn't catch it? And then what kept annoying me is that she kept saying Espo, Espo, and I'm thinking, nobody can correct this lady and tell her it's an X and not an S. I felt so bad for her. I mean, this lady has like how many degrees, and she keeps saying Espo, the business Espo, Espo. I felt so sorry for her.
I'm sorry, but I was thinking maybe she got her diploma on the internet.
That's funny.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Any
Oh,
fool,
God.
I'm just saying, any fool that's gonna post something that's gonna proofread they stuff. And if you don't know how to proofread, get somebody who's more educated to Google the word first. How about that?
Right. And she has all of these degrees. Maurice has degrees. Kimmy's a nurse. She's got degrees. Marsau. And nobody noticed that the word was spelled. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but it was C-O-M, I think BACK, no E. There was like three different versions of it because I did a video about it on the channel. So maybe I will, if I have time, do a short video or something on it. But they misspelled it several times. This is like,
Wow.
what kind of organization is this? What is the name of their company? Skoll and Scott. They're supposed to be so popular, so successful, and you can't even spell this right.
Mm. So,
And the lady kept saying Espo. Why do I keep bringing that up? Did you guys hear her say Espo?
yeah.
Espo, Espo. Did you guys hear her say that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you did. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm on these really bad headphones. Okay, I'll mute up.
It's okay.
Oh.
This is just hilarious today. Okay, thank you for the laugh. I appreciate that.
Well, why did you? I felt like the reason why they put the a comeback group initiative was so that people would think Melody was gonna be there and show up or turn up for the event. Because before they were battling that they were not going to do that, they were like standing firm that they were not going to do that. So I felt like the reason why they put a comeback group initiative is they realized that if people see it, everybody knows the comeback group Melody, Maurice, Marsau, Martell, Latisha, and the rest, that people would think Melody was going to be there. Melody is, into the program and show up for the event.
It's a possibility. I mean, they use all the stops that they can because they want to become bigger than what they really are. You know, I mean, like I said, I swear, as soon as I get enough money, I'm going to Huntsville because I got to see what's going on out there in that town. You know, I want to know personally for myself. Because I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna interview people. You guys know Melody now? Do you know the Scotts? What have they done in the community? I'm curious. I want to know. So as
Yeah.
soon as I'm able to accomplish that, I'm gonna let you guys know.
Mm. And the fact that and the fact that they replaced Melody, sorry, Stormy and her husband for Melody, and Martell had to be like, "Oh, you're replacing Melody with more with Stormy and her husband." He didn't have to say that. I feel like he was trying to be petty, but he didn't get the punchline. He didn't hit like he wanted to. Like the guy is just problematic. Let it go. Must you hit on everything? He needs he touches and talks about everything Melody does, even the ones that is not his business. The ones he's supposed to just see and pass or shut up. He always wants to talk about it.
Oh yeah, that's his
Like
lifeline. That's his lifeline.
because
Yeah.
truthfully, looking at we are in episode 14. How many things have we seen Mattel done on this season? The only thing I saw was Sheree, the Sheree stuff. After the Sheree stuff, nothing else. Then what else again? His upscale magazine, party.
The
After
suits.
that, the custody, this
He met
the
with the
suits
suit
and the
guy.
custody case. And we've not even heard anything from the suit stuff. So he doesn't have a storyline. So the only thing he
Right.
knows how to do, everything he does since episode one is talk about Melody, hit about Melody, talk about Melody. If Melody does something, Melody is not supposed to do this. Melody is not supposed to do this. Melody is not supposed to ignore me. Everything he has done this episode, this season, if he has been shown 10 times, 8 of those times have been talking about he came and talked about Melody, and it doesn't make sense. Is that your whole storyline? Nothing is going on in your life.
Now, because he sure can't talk about coleslaw, because she is like up to no good, up in the hood. you know. So, and Melody is his lifeline. Come on, he needs her to pay his attorney fees and probably the the psychiatrist and the lights and a couple more things, that he could think of. So that's his lifeline. So he's
I,
gonna talk about it.
I have a quick question. Was it raining that day? Why did Kimmy have on that trench coat? Was that a raincoat? I just see Stormy has on a skirt or some shorts, and Kimmy has on that trench coat. I was just curious if it was raining. Okay, I'll
I
mark that.
I I myself was questioning the dress fashion of Kimmy in this scene. I was like, what's going on here? Plus the
Yeah.
shoes.
Well, I don't think it was raining because if you look at how everybody else is loosely dressed, you know, I think Kimmy is just probably losing weight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
it's kind of like extra clothing to not really show everything.
That's true. I forgot. That was insensitive of me.
Oh,
You're right.
that might be it, truly. Yeah.
Mm, she may have been feeling cold too.
Yeah, because you guys haven't noticed that she's getting smaller.
No, I didn't notice. She always
Yeah,
looks very nice, but no, I didn't notice.
yes, she does. But I've noticed it looks like she might have lost a dress size, maybe.
Okay,
So
that makes
each
sense.
each dress size is what, about 10 pounds,
That makes sense.
you know. So it looked like she might have lost a dress size.
Yeah. Well, talking about Maurice and Monster. Uh this conversation he had with his kid, I felt like he's projecting a lot on the child and he just needs to chill. The way he kept on saying, "Oh, at my age, at your age, I had three jobs." Who cares? Who cares whether at his age you have three jobs? But I felt like he should just calm down. Stop forcing it on the boy. He has already done a bad parenting job in parenting the boy. Now I think he needs a different approach. The approach he has been using is not working. Why don't you just change your approach? Probably it's gonna work better then.
Well, I look at it like, he's being extra hard on him on certain things. Okay, first off, every child should know how to clean up. Take the trash out if you're a boy. Oh, you should teach them everything. Learn how to sweep, mop, do the dishes, cook, sew. you know, you're supposed to teach your kids. These are guidelines that every child should know. Or maybe I'm just old school. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're supposed to teach them that, and then to be respectful. You can't pay bills. So what does that mean? You got to clean, you know? So that's number one. Number two, now it seems like you're trying to be his friend. You can't be your child's friend. You know, you're a parent and you're supposed to guide and direct with a soft, swift hand, you know? And it seems like he's like, well, do you know who you are? And he's like, I'm still trying to find out. Well, of course he is. Like, everybody doesn't know who they are when they're a teenager. They don't know who their true self is. They're still trying to figure it out, you know? They're trying to figure out their grades, if they really like that girl, are those really his group of friends? They got a lot of stuff going on in their brain, you know. So I just thought that was just a crazy, stupid scene.
Yeah, I fast forwarded that scene, but I just couldn't help but notice that that boy looks so old. Um, yeah, how how old is he supposed to be? He looks like he's about 19, and he looks at his father as if I don't know, like he's not even listening, that he's just totally tuned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think that I don't know what their real relationship is all outside of TV because you know, I have to remember the
Mhm.
cameras are there, so maybe that's why the boy kind of looks like that. But I'm just wondering, is he even listening? Or is he repeating something else in his head when the father is talking? Is he, cursing him out in his head? I don't know, but he looks really old to me. How old is he supposed to be? Like 14 or 15? He looks like
Uh,
he's about 19 years old. He looks old.
yeah, well, I mean, he looks mature, but I mean, if you look at
Oh, that's a good way to say
his
it.
dad looks mature. I mean, Maurice ain't got no baby face. He looks like he's had a life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's genetics. You
Yeah,
know,
because
but
Marsau looks old too. I thought Marsau was older than Maurice.
yeah, exactly. That's it kind of makes you question like how old was their dad when they mom conceived them? How old was their dad's sperm? You know what I'm saying? Because old sperm make old looking babies.
Yeah.
So I don't
But
know. And it's,
I just hope that the son is listening to him because it looked as if he was zoning out from the conversation. I
Right.
literally hope he's listening.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's listening.
But there was something that shocked me, and I want to talk about this. This is when Courtney came to talk to his mom. And I don't understand. I felt like this part was just so scripted. It was fucking scripted. I was like, what is going on here? Because this guy he was talking about single dad, how I don't. The mom was talking about how she understands. what growing up without a father is, and he was talking about he doesn't want to divorce Stormy. And I'm like, how was this conversation? How are they matching? And at the end of the day, he went to, oh, I'm going to have a conversation with Stormy over the second child thing. And I kept on thinking to myself, how did this conversation help each other? Your mom was talking about how she understands what it means to be a single mom, how she understands what it means to live without a father in your life. And I kept on thinking, was he planning to divorce Stormy? Now that he's talking about how it is to have a not having a father figure in your life, and he then was like he wants to have a chat with Stormy about the kid. I just said I didn't understand that whole conversation because it was messing with my head. Like, what is going on here? I didn't understand the head, neither the tail or the punchline. In short, I didn't understand why he went to his mom. I just felt like it was too scripted. He wanted to have another different scenario, and he brought his mom, and it was not even a good acting because the acting was poor, very poor acting. The whatever script they were reading from was the wrongest of scripts. I did not understand that scene because if you ask me now, well, at the end of the day, what was the conclusion? I still don't understand. Is he getting a divorce? Is he planning to leave Stormy or what? Or is he dying? Because I don't understand the conversation he was having with his mom.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that conversation either. I mean, from what I got from it, it's like, is he thinking about leaving Stormy? You know, because it went from, I've been a single mother and I know how it is when I see you with your son, and then, him saying, yeah, my dad missed a lot, and yeah, and then he started crying, and then he told Stormy, yeah, I want to talk to you about the second kid. I didn't get it, you know. So I was like, well, dang, is it true? Sooner or later, when you get on reality TV, everybody divorces, you know? It just kind of made me think, you know, like what's going on in his head, you know, that we don't know about. So that was strange.
Yeah, well, I fast forwarded it. I just saw the ending when he was crying, and his mother looked so young. I was like, wow, he's a very young looking mom. She looks just like him. Oh, he looks a lot like her, but she looks so young. But again, like you guys were just saying, I think it was fake. I think he and Stormy are just trying to set themselves up for another season. I think they enjoyed the being on the show, especially Stormy, and this is just something to add some flair to their storyline. I think they're trying to not be like the people that we saw in previous seasons. Like, the other friends that were on the show. Remember the architect and her husband that I don't even remember their names. Destiny and her husband, which Destiny didn't know anything about her personal life. And so I think that they have taken a cue like, hey, we've got to bring some. Can you guys hear me? I'm hearing an echo. I'm so sorry. I'm in this.
Yeah,
No,
we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Trying to Destiny didn't show her personal life, so I think that they have taken a cue from those people and say, "Hey, we've got to bring something interesting, and these are the things that we're going to talk about and bring up." Because I didn't watch
Mhm.
the scene, but from what you guys were saying, it just didn't seem. It seemed staged.
Yeah, it seems staged, totally staged. Now let's talk about the main event. So I was like, when Marsau came in and wanted to ask Stormy for $100, something was on my mind. I was like, where did the $100 come from? I remember when they were having these meetings then with Melody, they were talking about sponsorship that if I can remember, I don't know if I was wrong. Please, if I'm wrong, correct me. They said something about Blaque bringing 100K for the event, for the society, like for the, you know, that it was going to be free. They were giving back to the community. I don't know whether I heard wrong or I was mistaken or I didn't watch it properly.
When did they say that? 100,000. Was that in one of the meetings that they had?
Yes, one of the meetings they had.
Oh, we got to go back and see that.
Yeah, I don't remember about 100,000.
When he
No.
was talking about that, it is Black that is sponsoring. the event, and they were giving back to the community. When Melody asked for um what the pay was going to be like if they were going to talk or be present in the event and talk on something in that event. I think he mentioned, I think I'll have to go back to watch it. But that aside, I can remember him every time they were having the meeting when they were talking about money being paid and the rest. He kept on mentioning it's for the community, it's for the community, it is free. So where is $100 coming from?
I don't know if it was for because I know sometimes when you have like an expo, you pay for the venue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
when you have different vendors, you charge the vendors to set up and sell their goods. So I don't know if that was like a vendor fee, you know. So but I just thought it was kind of strange to ask for the money the day of. I would have told them the same thing. Don't be asking me to go up in my purse, bro, because you should have asked that before I set up, because you didn't give me the opportunity to say yes or no when it comes to the money. See, I don't like people in my pockets like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need your fingers all up in my purse, you know? So I thought that was kind of strange, and crazy and wild.
Yeah, I think that that was staged. I think that was him trying to get a moment. I think it caught her off guard though, but I think that was him because he thinks he's so clever and so funny and so smart. His personality just wears on me. I mean, sometimes he is funny, but then other times it's like he just does too much. And I think that that was just something he was trying to say to get a moment and caught her off guard. And only $100. Like that doesn't even sound right. I'm sure those spots usually cost more. And like she mentioned, I didn't even have the dimensions of the space. I didn't know how much space I was allotted. And she did say it was last minute. And I think that
Mm-hmm.
they asked her because Mel was not going to be there. So they
Mm.
needed
Yeah.
somebody else, yeah, to fill in. And so, yeah, I think that was just him trying to get a moment because $100 doesn't even sound right. I would think that they would charge much more than that if they were charging people.
Right. But
And
you
she's
know,
a multimillionaire. What's $100 to her? So I just think it was just so random. I think it was him trying to get a moment. He thought it was going to be funny. And he thought that, hey, I'm adding, to this scene right now. And did you see how horrible he looked in those jeans from the back? Did you guys
Oh,
no,
notice this when they had a
no.
they zoomed in on him from the back? Saying he should not be wearing skinny jeans. I'm not sure if they were skinny jeans, but
oh.
they looked like they were almost skinny jeans. He should not be
Mhm.
wearing those. It does not
Uh,
fit
I don't know.
his physique
Is
at
is
all.
he losing weight? Because I think he's gaining weight in the wrong places and
He
losing
said
weight in
the
the
wrong places.
seriously. If you look at him, I noticed it when they were coming into the event venue, all of them. He looked to see if he was losing weight in the wrong places and gaining weight in the wrong places because his body just looked. It wasn't attractive at all. I don't, all those women that go for him, I don't know why they go for him because I will not see Marsau standing and I'll be like, oh, I find this man so attractive.
He definitely looks better from the front and when he's sitting down because I've seen some photos with him sitting and he did look good. But this footage from the back did not look good. But like you said, he has been working out with Martell, right, to try to lose weight. So maybe the jeans just didn't fit him too well.
I don't know, but can we go back to Martell real quick? Like, why was Martell looking at Latisha?
Looking at that was
Oh,
odd, wasn't it?
Yes. I was like, sir, keep it in your pants. What's wrong with you? Like,
And in front of the woman's husband.
yes. I mean, he was looking at her up and down, you know? And I was like, he just don't get enough, do he? I just wanted to bring that up real quick. I'm sorry.
I even felt like that was disrespectful the way he said it when her husband was there.
Yeah, it
That
was.
was way disrespectful. But Masao, he thinks with he doesn't think with his brains. So uh, I just understand where he's coming from. He
I don't know,
doesn't
but
think with his brains.
yeah, but that outfit that he had on there, it looked like he just
Yeah.
got it. He just took that shirt out of his back of his car, up from up under some books or something, and said, "Okay, this shirt is gonna do. I'm gonna wear this, and hey, let me shake this jacket off and throw this on." Like, was that the outfit? Was that the outfit for the event,
Good
or was he
question.
going home? Or was he going home to change clothes because it was still kind of early in the day?
Are you talking about Martell?
Now I'm talking about Marcel.
Oh, oh, it's true.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing.
his shirt looks wrinkled.
I thought the same thing that this was not the dress you wear to when. Well, let's just wait. Let's just wait till next week because that's when the main thing is gonna happen. Probably he's gonna change, but I feel like he's gonna change. Maybe he just brought this for checking up and checking the preparations and everything that is going on. I just
Mm,
feel that it is. But did you guys watch? Let's just talk briefly on it. Did you guys watch the preview for next week?
yes,
You see the
Yes.
way they were unprepared for the event. I've never seen people walk so unprepared, unplanned, and you expect everything to go in place. Like you never told what's her name? Tiffany that she was gonna speak in the event, and all of a sudden you're telling her she has to speak. How?
I don't know. The the expose show for next week just seems a little bit crazy. I was trying to follow along, you know, but I don't know. I guess I had so many other questions just watching that episode that I wasn't really specifically zooming in on next week because I just felt like it was going to be just a bunch of crap, bunch of bull, you know?
Yeah,
And I
Yeah,
was
it
just like,
exactly.
looks like
you know,
everybody's kind of feeling the same way about this show. Just getting tired of it. So long
yeah,
and drawn out.
yeah, you know, and they're doing nothing quick, you know, going nowhere fast. Like what are you guys doing? You're very unorganized, you know. Are you really going to give back to the community, or are you there to charge the community? How are you going to give back? What are you going to do with the proceeds? You know, are they charging people for the goods when they come into this expo? Are they saying, hey, here's a free sample of this? This is a free sample of that. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Nothing's being explained.
Right. And it seems as though the expo was supposed to be for other business people. So not like the general public. It seemed like it was just a networking event for business people. That's what it seemed like.
Right.
But
I,
I guess we find
this,
out more next week.
yeah. I hope we will really find out more next week. Well, let's move on to Detroit. I don't know. Shoprite, did you watch Detroit?
I watched the first episode and I thought it was so fake and phony. And then I said I was gonna watch a couple more and I didn't. And I'm just not interested in that show. It just seems fake. But I'll stand by and listen to you guys talk about it.
Okay. Firstly, what did you feel, with your girls? What did you feel about the scene where Brandon was talking to, and this guy was saying some things about Christine and was like, "Oh, you're not giving your husband space." And Brandon was, oh my God, I felt disgusted in that episode, in this episode. The way he called his wife publicly in a party where people were. I was like, you are so insecure.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If I was Christy, I would have given him a big slap there and then. For you to publicly come outside and say the problem you have is that you are insecure and you are trying to protect your image because you don't want people to know that you are insecure. Did, doesn't he know that's the very big statement? And he said it just like that without care for whom is going to hear it. Even his friend Anthony was like, "Guy, you've said enough," because he knew that he has passed the boundaries. He has gone beyond what they were talking about. The way he called out his wife was like, if and others when they are going in their life, they are running. Why me? I am jogging. You can't blame your wife if your life is not going the way you want to. And you can't blame your wife for wanting you to be at home when you literally had cheated on her in the same job you were doing. I felt bad for Christine. Oh my God, I felt so bad for her.
Yeah. Well, I looked at it like this.
Yeah.
Bravo needs to keep his single ass nose out of grown folks' business. He don't lay down with that woman, and he don't lay down with whatever his name is, the husband. You don't sleep with those people. Why are you all involved in that conversation when it has absolutely nothing to do with you? You know, and yeah, he was disrespectful. The husband should have uh stood up and said something on her behalf, like, "Hey, man, I got this," or "Hey, don't talk to her like that." Say something. But instead he just stepped back and shut it up and let them just go at her. With their uh, uh innuendos and everything, and I just thought it was real tacky on her husband's part. You know, that'd have been my husband. I swear I would have pinched him so hard, I kicked his chin up under the table. I I would have did something besides sit there and talk, you know, and sit there and cry. You know, I'm not a crier, but trust me, you make me cry, there's gonna be some repercussions. Nobody's getting sleep that night. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
you know, it was just disrespectful. It's bad enough you don't respect your wife, but then you gonna sit back and watch another dude tell her she's insecure, and you know, uh, why is she tripping? Like, where's your wife, dude? Oh, you don't have one. Oh, you got the booty shakers at the club. You know what I'm saying? So you should have an opinion on what's going on in their household. You know, that was my take on that.
Yeah, and the fact that I feel like this kind of matter is a private matter. You coming out here talking about it in public didn't make sense. And you said it part, like everybody was disgusted. Like if even I would have been disgusted. Like, take a chill pill. This is a private matter. Even if you wanted to talk about it in your home or with your personal close friends, not with people out there trying to relax, have wine, I know, just enjoy themselves. And you are ruining the day for every single person. I hate it when somebody comes and ruin the day for every other person because they did ruin the day for every other person in that wine tasting. And this part when they were going home, and he was like, saying that, oh, do you support my ventures, do you support what I want to do? Like, he was just trying to lay it on her, like trying to tell her, choose or we go apart. That looked like, no, that was not making sense. Why did you have to impute that she had to choose when you haven't given her one reason to say, okay, fine, I do trust my husband. Okay, this my husband would, he protects my interest. He likes my interest. He's going to be there for me. You haven't given her the the assurance and you put her in the spot like that, and it was like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna sleep in the house. I'm just gonna take a walk. Take a walk to where?
Yeah, I didn't like that scene, because for one, why aren't you walking your wife all the way up in the house? You know what I'm saying? You want to take a walk and do what? It's dark. It's nighttime. You know, continue that conversation in the crib, you know? And he just think he is just too pretty. I don't like guys like that. You know what I'm saying? He-
He
And
thinks
then
too full of himself.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Let me just
then
like real quick. I agree with you. That's the only thing that I remember about him. Yeah, he thinks that he is just too pretty, and it seems as though they're trying to prop him up to be the face of the show. And I think it's because of the way he looks, and that's unfortunate if that's the case.
well, he has a bad attitude, and I don't think that highly of him, because you're married. You're supposed to protect a woman's heart. You know what I'm saying? You act like you already have one foot out the door. Like, do you want to be married? You want to be in this marriage or not? I would have said not, nigga. No,
Yeah.
definitely. That's a no for me, sir. You know what I'm saying? Don't dare put me on Front Street, not unless you don't want to know the real answer. Because see,
Yeah.
I'm cut and dry. You know what I'm saying? You,
Mm-hmm.
I shoot from the hip every time. So you're not gonna publicly embarrass me and then privately ask me something stupid like that. You know?
Exactly. Where was he walking to? I didn't understand. I feel like where were you walking to? Aren't you trying to supposed to come home? Let's try and work on this as a couple that we are. And you're saying you need air. You need to go breathe.
Yeah. I
Breathe
mean,
yourself back into the house.
yeah, I didn't understand when she was crying. Like he wasn't trying to comfort her. He was just sitting there looking at
Exactly.
her like,
He absolutely didn't care about this lady for one moment. He was so selfish. He was all for himself and himself alone.
right. He's self-centered and he's a narcissist. You can only look at him and tell, you know, every, he blames her for every failure of his career. Like, uh, how many people have you discovered? You know, because if you haven't discovered anybody in years, that means you're playing games. You play games and you want a reason to be in the streets. You for the streets, huh? I'll give you for the streets. To the left, your bags are packed to the left.
I have a quick question. Did you guys see his interview with Carlos King?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
No.
No.
yeah, I haven't seen it either. I haven't, like I said, I haven't been even watching it. But people, when I did discuss the ratings, people were posting some things about him and his marriage. I don't know if the stuff is true or not, so I'm not going to repeat it. But yeah, yeah, I don't care for him. Is he supposed to be like the Marsau of the show?
I guess. Or the Martell.
Okay, one a mixture of both, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
Martell of the show. You know, he's the Martell and uh he think his word is bond and he's the golden child and he's he got the right one because I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it wouldn't have flew like that for me. They would have been like, cut, cut, cut. You can't talk to him like that. You can't snatch him. You can't throat check him.
Good.
You know? Because I think I would have put hands on him. And you, my husband? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nobody's getting sleep tonight. You
Hmm.
know?
And another part that kind of I found one certain way. I'm trying to be sensitive with this because it involves Christianity, and I'm a Christian. But if I say this part, I would say I felt like I didn't. I didn't understand what her parents were saying, especially her mom. I didn't get when she said, I didn't understand when she meant what she meant by, this relationship, that's the relationship between yourself and God, precise over your relationship with your spouse. We're not talking about somebody else. You're not talking about a friend. You're not talking about your sister. You're not talking about your brother. You're talking about the person that God has kept with you. They said, this is your partner. Even the Bible say obey. Like you're married, you're one. The Bible respects marriage. He loves the union in that umbrella of marriage. And now you're telling her that that relationship with God, sometimes they don't have to tell you. I did not understand if like why you saying that God will tell them something and they didn't have to tell you. I don't believe God is in support of that. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of sensitive to me because the way she placed it was that she was trying to paint relationship with God in another light that I did not understand. Because I did not understand the part saying that relationship with God, when God tells you to do something, sometimes you might not tell your partner. I don't agree with that. That part I absolutely don't agree with that because your partner is there for a reason. God gave you that partner for a reason. You guys have become one. So if you had a thought, if you had a thinking, if God gave you a message, your partner is the first person you should tell or talk about it. Were you saying that they don't have to talk about it?
Yeah, I didn't agree with what her mom was saying. You know, me personally, I don't go to church because I don't like the people there because they're all hypocrites, you know, and these are the churches that I witnessed throughout my life. You know, I don't pick up my Bible as much as that I should, but I am a true believer, and I love God. I love Jesus. I believe the story, you know, but I didn't agree with what her mom said that, God will take you in a direction by yourself and the woman is just supposed to follow. Like, girl, quit being a Stepford wife. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to talk this out because that is both of us in this,
Yeah.
you know?
And the
So,
fact that she even had to remind her mom that this was a problem between you and my dad in the relationship. And I'm like, you went through that in your marriage, that you didn't love being the second person in this man's life. And you are sitting down watching and wanting your daughter to go through the same thing.
um, you heard her say that she didn't want to be a first lady. I can't be a first
Yeah.
lady.
Because
That was,
she has seen the experience. She has witnessed it with her mom. And she has seen
yeah,
how it is.
yeah, yeah. Well, she has to probably sit down and be subservient to her husband. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like a Stepford wife. You do as I say, and everything will be fine. I don't like that's like a arrangement. You know what I'm saying? If I can't voice my opinion in this, I'm not gonna be in it. You could be in it by yourself or with the next fool, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't understand the the direction her mother took on that. You know,
The
it, it
moral,
it wasn't helpful.
it wasn't. It wasn't. And the fact that she was trying to push that out, I it's people like this. I love Christianity. I love God Himself. And the fact
Yeah,
that people like this make you question what God does or how God reasons. I'm like, stop painting a picture about God. Stop making it look as if He desires a certain thing for a certain thing. Like simple, read the Bible. It's all there. And you're here
yeah.
to trying to He's here trying to paint a picture that is not what it's supposed to be like. Please, please. And the dad was like, oh, probably the reason why he never told you is because he knew that when he tells you, you were not going to agree. That is never, like, what sort of excuse is that?
I don't know, but like, why are you all the way in the classes and
You're already
you're
in
not?
classes and your wife did not
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I didn't get that. That's just like me saying, "Hey, I think I'm a go take a second job, and I'm not gonna tell you about it. I'm just gonna make excuses why I'm excusing myself out the house for an hour or two." Like, what was he telling her? Was he doing it online? Was he going to the the actual class at a school or something? Like, I didn't get it. Was he going to the local church? You know, to get this information that's gonna teach him how to become a priest or preacher or whatever he's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand. I mean, me, I don't ask my man, my husband, every time he go out the door, where you going? What you doing? No, he volunteers that information to me. Hey, this is what I'm about to do. I'll be back. It's probably gonna take me such and such. And I don't watch the. I'm not one of those people. I don't watch the clock at time every moment, and so the marriage to me seems very unfair and um, cultivated the way that it should be. You're supposed to be able to tell each other everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. And
You know, so
I just hope that
I
she
didn't
is
get.
strong enough to withstand everything. But moving forward back to Krista, this part she was talking about, she always want to fight for her marriage. That if there's anybody walking out of the marriage, it should be Brandon. I thought to myself, why is she trying to force herself to be in a marriage, trying to make it work? She was like, I'm gonna try every avenue, every more. Yeah, I'm all for making your marriage work. But I think there's a junction you get to when you be like, okay, I have tried, I should step back. But the way she's putting it, I feel like she's not gonna be the one giving up on that relationship. It's probably going to be Brandon walking out of the relationship or doing something.
Well, Brandon has already stepped out of the relationship. Brandon is not in it for that. You know what I'm saying? He wants somebody when he come home, his clothes are clean, the house is clean, kids are in bed. You know, I'm exhausted from being at the bar, the club, with the little booty shakers. And I just want you to kiss me and shut up and go to sleep. That's what it seems like you know. So for her to keep saying, I'm going to fight, 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 girl, no, you need to pack up and run. Take them to go get you some child support or whatever it is you got to do. But, pretty boy, the golden child, is not into the marriage like you are.
And he didn't still come home that night. And did you see
Yeah.
the part that where he was talking to what's his name? Anthony. And he was like, oh, I just needed to be heard. Well, talking like a crybaby. Like, oh, now that I realize that we are all in the same shoe, I feel insecure. Anthony was trying to tell him, guy, that's not the way. You need to go home and talk about this with your wife, not leaving the house and staying outside. I think that as much as from the first episode, I did say Anthony was going to be worse. But watching from now, from the episode 1 to episode 3, I think Anthony is a much better man than Brandon.
Well, that's because
Because, yeah,
Antonio's or Antonio and Antoine or whatever his name is. That's because his wife
yeah.
is a doctor. She makes the big bucks. She calls the shots. She told him, "Bring your ass home, or this is done." You know what I'm saying? And how dare you go and try and live in a whole nother state when you got a whole wife and a bunch of kids, you know, that needs
Yeah.
that fatherly and man protection. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I didn't understand that for your dream. No, your dream is over, dude. You're the one who got married, had kids, so whatever career you had at that time, do your career, you know? And hey, if this is something that you're gonna sit back and agree upon together, then hey, okay, go through it together. Don't just say, oh well, this is my big opportunity. I always wanted to be in film and do this and do that and you're making your own decisions, that's not good for the entire family,
Well,
but
yeah.
go ahead, but you want everybody to 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 rally around you and support your dream.
Well, I
I just
like the. Yeah. Go
I didn't
on.
get no, I just said I didn't get it.
Mm. Well, I like the fact that I like the fact that at the end of the day, Kolby and her husband try to like reconcile their stuff, and I just hope that he's gonna do better because she's trying to understand his situation and the decision he's taking. But I do hope that he's gonna do better at the long run. He's not gonna do a 360 at the end of the day and fuck up.
Yeah, I excuse me. I'm hoping that he does do a lot better in this relationship, and start to communicate more, because she doesn't seem like she has a problem with communicating with him, you know, but it seems like he's kind of not putting everything up front for it to even be a discussion, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he gets better, you know, because it seems like he's going down an avenue that his wife doesn't want to travel with him on.
Yeah, the way he said that, I do understand. I felt like she was gonna be a better cheerleader. I felt like, what's going on here? Why you talking like this? You're already trying to make it look as if your wife doesn't want to, you know, she's not happy for you. She's happy for you, but decisions will be taken. But sometimes it takes a while for someone to like understand the decision you're taking. Doesn't mean she's not cheering you on. Doesn't mean she does not love you, or she's supposed to love you. Like I didn't like that statement at all when he said that he didn't expect her cheerleading. He expected more from her cheerleading. Like I felt like that was not necessary.
Yeah, and it kind of makes you wonder, like, how long were you guys dating before you got married? Like, when you guys were dating, did you ever talk about her upbringing and his upbringing? Did you guys discuss it? Did she ever let him know, hey, I understand my mom's life, that was her life. But for me, I want to choose something different, you know? I don't want to follow in my parents' footsteps, you know? I mean, has she ever voiced her opinion on this? Or is this now you're voicing your opinion because you're just finding out? So they didn't give us enough for me to come to a conclusion.
Yeah. But I literally think he's. I hope he gets better. Now, let's just round it up with Anthony and his wife. The tears he was crying because he felt like he was cheated because she asked him to pack up from Atlanta and come back home. I felt like that tears was not necessary. She needed you there. Her children were being bullied. She needed a man to, be there for her, care for her, listen to her, fight some of her battles. And you want to come and tell her that you don't love her.
Can you hear me? I don't hear anything.
You said what? Looking for a girl. Looking
I'm
for a girl.
sorry,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
You're,
I was saying that it was tearing up because of the show, because his wife told him to pack up from Atlanta down to, um, the wife asked him to pack up from Atlanta down back to Detroit, and he was tearing up that, he missed up on some opportunities. And I'm like, the wife needed him there. Our children were being bullied. A lot of things were going on, and she literally needed him there. So you can't expect us to be doing all those jobs without a man's help.
yeah, I mean, at that point, you might as well just be a single woman. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't pack up on me and go get a whole nother household and utilities turned on in a spot that I'm not there. I don't care if you are coming home every other week. That is something that you are not going to do within my marriage. And I'm not saying I
Yeah,
run things. I'm not saying I run things, but I'm very opinionated on what I'm going to allow to happen within my life. You know, uh, I look at it like this. My life has many chapters. I'm not going to let anybody be the author of my book. I'm writing my own book,
yeah,
you know? So, yeah, I didn't understand the tears. Like I said, you got a whole wife at home and kids that needs your attention, and you're way across the state in your own crib, making your own rules by yourself, supposedly. And you know, not giving a damn what's going on at the house that you helped build. So I didn't get that. And yeah, I would have told my husband the same thing. Yeah, you need to pack it up and push on towards this direction, or else I'm done. You're in this by yourself.
yeah, exactly. Well, I literally hope it's but I prefer Anthony to Brandon. He's in another Rema. He's another case in total.
Mhm.
Another case. Like watching the show, I had to when I was watching it, I had to keep it on repeat so many times, pause it, go back, because I don't think if I was if I wasn't covering the show, I don't think I'll be watching it.
I kind of feel the same, because it's just, the guys they seem like they're really disrespectful when it comes to their women, to their
Yeah.
wives. These aren't girlfriends, these are wives, and that comes with respect, you know. So for them to be so blatantly disrespectful when it comes to their mate, I just didn't like that because I was like, I'll be talking to the TV like, don't do that. Don't let him do that. Don't, you know, talk back, say something. I'll be talking to the TV. So it's great to be on a panel where I can give my opinion on things. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, I just didn't appreciate how these guys were. Maybe it's the age, you know, maybe it's the age and
Mm-hmm.
time, and
Yeah.
where these guys just feel like, hey, I'm the you know what I'm saying, and I
Mm-hmm.
can't be touched, you know. But yeah, I just didn't appreciate how these guys were acting with these women, with these beautiful women.
Mm. I literally just hope that it doesn't go from bad. It is bad now. I hope it doesn't go worse because I see another Martell and Melody in the works on the show. I see
Mhm.
another another Martell and Melody. I just hope it doesn't go because I literally I don't want to do that. I don't want to see that again.
Right.
I
You know, it kind of makes me wonder why are they under the title of love and marriage? When
mm,
so far I haven't seen no love. I've seen the marriage, you know. Maybe it's just early and we'll get to the love and we're just seeing the changes of marriage, you
mm,
know?
uh,
And like I said, I don't know how long these people been married, but like some of these things you're supposed to excuse me, you're supposed to talk about and earn
yeah,
out before you even say I do. Always know who you're getting and what you're getting.
yeah. Well, I hope it actually gets better. I do hope. Well, is there any other thing you want to, we're about to round up. Is there anything, whether be it on Lower Marriage Huntsville or Lower Marriage Detroit, you just want to talk about?
No, I think we basically covered all the subjects, but I just can't wait to see what's going to go on Love and Marriage Huntsville and Love and Marriage Detroit. You know, it just
Yeah,
seems like it's a bunch of crap, and it's like, who's going to sort it out? You know what I'm saying? And then Carlos
mm,
to say, oh, well, this is going to be a good show. This is from my town. Like, dude, the dudes in your town are crummy. You know, they
mm,
have no respect
yeah,
for women. It's like you keep picking the same cast, but different players. Same game, different players. You know,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
so I just want to see the love part, at least a season
Oh.
by by somebody.
Well, anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining us for today's, panel chat. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment. And make sure you join us back here tomorrow for love and sorry for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. My God, I'm dreading that. But don't forget to join us tomorrow for that. No matter how boring that will be, but we're gonna be there talking about how boring it is. Exactly. Don't forget to like and comment on our videos. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our individual YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to ShopRite TV, ShopRite TV, our YouTube channel. And also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Unfiltered Uzo. And we'll see you guys same time tomorrow. Have a
All right,
nice
have a
day.
good one. All right, have a good one, love.
Bye.
All right, bye
Yeah.
bye.